The Monica Makes It Happen podcast is proudly supported by Ponce Bank.
Hi, everybody. It is the Monica Makes It Happen show. It's the first show of the year. And of course, I'm starting with a legend, probably the power of New York City. Norma is here. Norma Hong, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'm absolutely delighted to be here.
Now, this is the first time I'm going to have 3 generations in one show. So the first block, we're going to be with Norma, who am I getting this number right? 101 years young. Is that right?
It won't be long when it's 102.
Wow, 102. When's your birthday?
March the 9th.
March 9th. And I have you on for a reason, not only because I'm such a big fan of yours, but of the work that your family does with UA3. It's an organization called UA3. Go online, search for it, give to it. They feed the most vulnerable New Yorkers. And it's all because of this woman. Of course, Don, he has this incredible yearly gala that we host together. We always joke that it's like Regis and Kelly. That's another network, but that's okay. Because we're podcasting and we're doing everything wonderful. But Norma, what I love about you is that you're kind of the start of everything because you're the mom. It's moms that make it happen. And at 101 years young, you have so much to share with our audience. And I just want to talk about your incredible story coming to America, being this powerhouse woman that you are. So do you mind if we delve a little bit into it? And then, of course, we'll talk to Don in our second block. And then Sean, I think it's a podcast waiting to happen. It's Mom, Dawn, and Sean podcast, okay? I'll be your agent. I take 0%. But first, let's start with Mom. That's you, Norma. Your story is so incredible. At a time, 101 years ago, you were born, and that's amazing in itself. And you were born, tell me a little bit about that, about your childhood, what made you who you are today. And then you went to Columbia University, and you had that determination during a time when women, again, it was so tough for women to be able to fight for their own destinies.
Well, I come from Canada, Montreal, Canada, which is not too far from here. And I graduated from McGill, but when you come from a small town, let's say 1 million people, I think it was my uncle said, the whole world doesn't revolve around this city. I thought, when I graduated high school, I knew everything there was, I owned the city. But my sights were at Columbia. I had no idea what that place was like. But Columbia, it was my uncle. My uncle was connected with the Olympics. And he traveled a lot, and he was one that said, the whole world doesn't revolve around this city.
Wow.
Anyway,
So, yeah.
that's the only thing I knew about outside of Montreal, Canada. And from there, it was at the back of my mind, I just wanted to see what this place was all about. And that's when I decided, when I graduated, I came down to Columbia and I registered.
The best university in the world.
Columbia University. I lived at International House. And the principal had a lot to do with that. And she said that in itself will be an experience, because International House was merely more for graduate students from all over the world.
Yes.
And from there.
What I love is you worked your way, you paid for your own tuition, right? You
Right,
serve your community.
Right. I had
decades.
to save, right.
And what I love is whenever I think things are hard, I just think of you and how hard you had to work to make that happen. What can you tell someone watching who might be feeling, a little stuck and maybe life is too hard and I can't do that next step or I can't make that dream happen? What do you want? What's a Norma wisdom that you can drop on us right now?
I don't think you have your goal set at that time. I think it's more curiosity. But money, you have to save it. You work for, $1, $2 a day, and you saved all that. And I think it's working. I think I've worked all my life. I did not know what it was like without working because we
Yeah.
hit the depression time, and you say that at that time though, the cost of things were not as high,
Yeah.
but the school had a lot to do with my reaching out and say living with different people of different backgrounds. I had no idea. I just knew there was French and English, and we went to the English school, and there was two systems. But when I came down to New York, it was mind blowing when you met all these people from all over the world. That to me was very startling. That is what I think wanted me to reach out and meet other people, just make friends and just talk to them.
You know what I
Um,
love, Norma, what I love about you is that you're still so childlike at 101 years old. You're still so
I
much
still am.
you're still so young at heart, literally. I mean, it's like you have that childlike curiosity and love for life and passion. How do you do that? How do you maintain that? Because I'm trying to learn that myself. Because sometimes, the world gets hard and it can harden your spirit. It can, punch you in the face sometimes. I know a lot of my viewers feel that way. I know I feel that way. So, how do you stay like that? Like, how do you stay so childlike and happy and joyful?
Well, I don't know. I just feel that way. I'm just glad to get up every morning. I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I have the health, and you
Yeah.
get up and you're just glad. Like today, how can anybody not be happy and thank God for being so lucky?
How could
Because you
anyone
see,
not be so happy? Exactly. Thank you, Norma. And I love the money advice because, I have all these CEOs on my show, and you are the CEO of joy and life and giving. And you just said it. You said, save, just start saving, start small, and
that's right.
it adds
That's
up,
right.
and have gratitude. Like, I think you're the most grateful person. Going into the giving journey with your son and your grandson, how fulfilling is that to work with your family and give to now, what is it, tens, almost hundreds of thousands of people in our city, making sure they have food to eat during this tough time?
Well, we know what it's like to go without you. But I do. Wish I was on the front line again. That I do miss being on the front line and meeting the people on the street. When I worked at the pantry, I always joined some place. It was from the start with the church, and uh, I couldn't commit to a program every week, but I said I would do one program a solo for the year, and that I did. I would conduct the church picnic,
Wow.
and I said, and I will do it solo. But
To what age? What age did you keep doing that? Are you still doing that?
oh no, 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 because I moved on to I worked with the other social agency in
Oh,
Chinatown.
okay. Oh, so but you're still working is the point. I at a
No,
101 years
not well, I'm
young,
not working now.
how do you stay busy? Like, what is a day with Norma? Give me a day. Oh, look, Dawn is saying you are still working. You think you're not
No,
working, but you are still
mentally I
working.
keep up with UA3, and
I
I
I
find
can't
that
wait to
very
talk to Dawn about this, your son.
stimulating. That I am very interested in. He turns me down sometimes because he's so busy he doesn't talk to me.
I love
But
it.
I hear the telephone messages,
Yeah.
and his two phones are going all the time. But I find that very stimulating. Reaching out, the collaboration with other people, I still let. But physically, I can't uh, say
Yeah, I know the
take off
body
that
can't keep
well.
up with it, but
Yeah, my body can't
you're
keep up,
definitely the
right?
boss though, okay? And I just before we end this, and I'm gonna get the he said, she said with Dawn. Dawn wants to talk about how you are still so much like a vibrant center and the heart of the organization. Everybody loves you. I mean, from Senator Schumer to Mayor Adams to now Mom Dami. You are the political powerhouse of the city. You probably could be the mayor. If you ran right now, you probably could be a main contender. So what is that all about? I mean, do you feel it turned into this political thing where all these politicians, people in power, they love you?
Well, I don't know. I'm just still spiritually, mentally, I am still with the organization, but I physically can't. As I said, I would love to still control crowds, but that's an impossibility.
The crowd control, Norma. I know, and I think you do a
Right,
great job. I've
right.
seen it, but
Yes.
you're such a wonderful person. So when we come back, we're going to get the real story from Dawn about how much work she really does, because she really is a powerhouse, and the secret to the success of UA3 and the mission and how you can get involved, right, Norma? We're going to ask our viewers, you can do something. Everyone can do a little bit, right, Norma?
Well, as I said, I can be very supportive, but as I said, I can't be physically active. The church I was active with was the church across the street, and I would be there, as I said, actively involved in the conduct of their pantry.
Yes,
But
I love that. You can always go across the street, help the church in your neighborhood, help the organizations. I love you, Norma. And when we come back after the commercial break, we're going to talk to Don, her son, because remember, this is the Mom, Don, and Sean show. That's coming up after the break. And we're back on the Monica Makes It Happen podcast show. We do all of the platforms, and it's thanks to, of course, our sponsors, Goya, JP Morgan Chase, and Ponce Bank. And I am with the legend, Don Hong. Don, it is so great to actually be with you on the new year.
Well, I got Mama here, and she still energizes us because when I'm tired at night and maybe lose a little bit of my patience, she still whacks me in the back of the head to energize me. And she's still the bouncer across the street when they tell people to get in line. So she's still fully engaged.
I don't mess with Norma. I know her power that she wields, not just physically still. She says she's still very, very forceful, very strong, and politically. I mean, I've never seen anyone work a political room in my life like that, except for you, Dawn. Dawn, tell me about UA3. If someone doesn't know what UA3 is, what is UA3?
Well, we're all about getting others or empowering others to give. It's not so much about us, it's really empowering a lot of others. It's when the city needed help for food, we reached out to Senator Chuck Schumer and he opened up the gates of federal food to come into New York City. That was amazing. When Speaker Adrian Adams or Ty Hankinson or Susan Zhang or Linda Lee or Sandra Ung or any of the council members want food, we reach out to Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's opens up the doors, and weekly we're getting.
I could spend all day there. I could spend all day at Trader Joe's. Yeah.
And their food shows up all over the city. They're fantastic. And the same thing for Target. And this last Thanksgiving, when we wanted to give out 2,300 turkeys and thousands of chickens and vegetables and everything, we reached out to World Resorts Casino and National Grid, and they opened up their hearts and they enabled us to give out to the city, and the council members and the electeds guided us to the nonprofits. So it was a chain of events of giving and kind of loving. That's what we need to do to get this city through the next year. That is what we really need to do.
You're the king of partnerships. You are the king of partnerships, Don. And you're doing it because what I love that your success is all about giving. And I think our viewers feel the same way. We collect this incredible group and community of people who want to help. We have very generous viewers. What can they do? Because you have a lot of exciting things to look forward to for 2026. Tell me about them.
Well, it's about getting them to reach out to many others, not just trying to do it by yourself. So like when Councilmember Chris Marte said, I wanted to get toys for high school. All right. So what we figured out is let's take some of Senator Kavanaugh's money that we have. Let's buy not just toys, a basketball costs $25. What we do is we buy it in bulk, deflated like a prune basketball for $6, $7. And what we do is we make his staff, Chris Marte's staff, to get there and inflate each basketball and to come with us on the trucks. And we go to the different nonprofits, and now they have a real toy to give out, or real turkey or food or whatever time of year or Easter hunt. Now they are fully engaged. They know the community best. And the nonprofits, like look, what we're going to be doing is with Lower East Side or up in the Bronx, we're going to be giving out happiness, whether it's toys or food, to each of individuals. And it doesn't matter what culture it is. Matter of fact, I love it. But Monica, you covered us when we did this Chinese rice ball, and we went into a Hispanic neighborhood, and the Chinese rice balls ended up that wrapped with banana leaves ended up looking like tortillas. I mean, it was phenomenal. I just, people were hysterical. And then the Spanish mothers and the Chinese mothers, they were all hugging my mother.
Yes,
I can't forget that. And, some of the electeds come out, like Speaker Adrienne Adams. She came to one of our events and she started singing to my mother. It just comes out naturally when you bring enough people together.
Yeah. It is that mom's connection. And I love it's contagious how much you love giving to the community and how much you love your community. It's contagious. And I think it just spurs more giving. What can people do immediately if they want to take part? Can they volunteer? Can they give? Like, what can they do?
Well, you know what? First of all, they signal a problem. Just like Monica, what you do, you see a problem. Councilmember Colton had his toys stolen during Christmas. So what happens is we called National Grid, we called some other groups, Ponce Bank. They came out and they said, we want to help, we want to contribute. So we got the community together, we got discounted toys from wholesalers, and all of a sudden, any situation, any problem, it can be turned into an opportunity of gold. And what happens is how to bring a hungry family or how to bring a lonely child during the holidays a little bit of gift or love. If you reach out to Goya, you reach out to Morgan Stanley, you reach out to National Grid, any of them, or even the local people or your local electeds, they're more than willing to help. Yeah. They're willing to give help. And Monica, you've been fantastic. I mean, you're there. I mean, so many people, when they call, you get on the line, you put it on the air, you highlight it, and all of a sudden people jump. That's what I love. It's really getting us all together to make it happen. The Brooklyn Borough President said, I wanted to do coats. Don, I want to do coats for Brooklyn. I want to do something. It's cold this winter. So we arranged, we made some phone calls, and next thing you know, donations started coming in. We worked with wholesalers, and all of a sudden thousands of coats were out there for kids. And then, we're getting some mama contacts that she had from 30 years ago with toys and hats. All of a sudden, we're traveling out of state to pick them up. It's everybody coming together. Bring your problems to Monica, bring your problems to us in UA3, and the answer is we will solve the problems.
Wow. Drop the mic. I mean, I had to roll on that on my phone just so I could post it on Instagram. That was so good. We love you, Dawn. So now I think you really judge someone by, I hate to say it, their children. And you have been able to, whatever your mom had, she passed it to you. The generation now, you're passing it now, the baton to your son. And that's what I think is so spectacular. So after the break, we're going to meet Sean, the third part of this show, which is, let me say, one of the most important, right, Dawn? I mean, it's this generation that's going to be so much better than we were, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So wait till you meet Sean. That's after the break.
And he's the founder.
right, so we met Norma, the mom. We met Don, he's the partnership king. I tell him he gets to makes everything happen. And now there's Sean. Sean's the next generation of UA3, the founder. Sean, tell me about this. I mean, you really are a powerhouse when it comes to getting the word out. What's the best part of your job? And what are you most excited about 2026?
I think my favorite part of the job is that it's kind of broad. I could do many things. I work in the back line, doing organizational stuff, working with data, helping to make sure that we're ready for events, but also I help in the front line during pantry days on Mondays and Thursdays, helping give out food to our clients, as well as making sure our volunteers are happy and safe. So it's boundless, really, what I could do there.
Now, Sean, you're not allowed to ask me how old I am, but how old are you? Can I ask? How old are you?
Yeah, so I'm turned 24, so I'm
24
starting off the
years
year
young.
good.
Okay, so we now know your Norma is 101. Who has more energy?
Mentally, I think Norma has more energy than me. I think from her interview, you could tell she could go on and on and on.
She could have taken the whole show. She really could have.
Oh yeah, she could have been the show. Yes.
But is that the point, I guess? Is that who your mentor is? Are you inspired by her every day?
Oh, definitely. I think out of everyone in the family, Norma is definitely different in her own way. She stands out in her room. I think if you bring her to any location, even if she's a complete stranger, she'll find some way to spark up a conversation and become the highlight of someone's day.
What do you think that is? Do you think it comes from like love or what is that?
I think just curiosity. She's just a naturally curious person. It sparks so many questions from that, so many conversations.
Now, with this next generation, it's exciting because you do know how to do all the technical stuff, which is very important, and you know how to do the social media part, which is very important. I could learn from you. What do you see? Like, if I would talk to you, where do you see UA3 going? Like, let's say 3 years from now, 5 years from now.
I definitely see us going to expansion. So right now we're focusing on the LES and we're obviously doing outreach to different boroughs, but we currently see ourselves moving into Brooklyn and helping serving more communities there.
Is this breaking news, Sean? Are you breaking news on our show? Because I love when you guys break news on my show.
It's definitely hopefully our next step. We really wish we expand to Brooklyn and hopefully other boroughs as well.
This is exciting. Did I not know this? I don't think I knew this. I think this is breaking news for us. So UA3 is expanding to Brooklyn. We're so excited about that. What is the biggest problem that you see families? I mean, you are on the front lines. You see the lines. You talk to people every day. What's the big issue? And what's the big solution in your mind?
I think the big issue right now is just the high cost of living in New York City. I mean, I heard from people on the lines, like you expect people on the line to either be homeless or maybe low income, but in reality, a lot of these families sometimes hold two or more jobs, and they are trying the hardest. They're not lazy people, but because of the high cost of living in New York City, it's almost impossible to afford rent, afford healthy, good food, and take care of your children. So our mission at UH3 at the very least is to make sure we can take one of those burdens off of them, even if it's a little.
No,
to
it's
alleviate the
big.
pain.
It's huge. What you do is so big because I see that. I see how you are feeding families every single day. It's like a daily grind for you. You don't take a day off. Like, look, today you're not. There's no way you're off today. How do people support? Like, what's the social media? Like, what can we do?
So on our website, uadreamnow.org, we do have applications to volunteer at our pantry. But even if you don't volunteer with us, I implore you to reach out to your local communities, whether it's a church or a local nonprofit, and find ways you can help out there. Where it's your time, your body, or even your mind, or even just the donations as well from canned goods or money. Everything is appreciated your local nonprofits.
And just a last hope, we always like to give hope. Your relationship with your dad is such a special one. How much gratitude do you have for that going into 2026 that you're able to not just follow in your dad's footsteps, but create your own path?
He definitely gave me a opportunity that not a lot of people will have to, I guess, enter the community in this aspect. So I do appreciate a lot of efforts you have done and to show me this angle that I never knew existed.
Yeah, well, you have such a big heart. I think it just runs in the family. Good genetics. That's what I think. But you're a family in action, and hopefully you've inspired others to give to UA3, volunteer with UA3, ua3.org, all their social media. We love you guys, and thank you everyone for watching always, right, Sean? It's always about the people watching and that engagement, and it's going to be such an epic 2026. We're going to be following you every step of the way out there on the front lines, helping the families most in need. And thank you, everyone. Let's keep making it happen together. See you next time. We love you, Norma. Bye. Bye,
Thank you,
John.
Monica.